Okay, looks like we are ready to go. The Kovic, take it away.
Good morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. I am Kovic, and I'm very happy to show you one of my favorite games, Half-Life Opposing Force, the expansion for the amazing Quake engine kind of based Half-Life 1. And with me on the couch is Shvok.
Howdy.
Amazing.
I am Shvok, joining Kovic here. I'm happy to be with you guys. Thank you for having me. I'm usually speedrunning Black Mesa.
Very cool. Okay, so I'll prep the starting map. Basically, if you go into new game, there's a long cutscene, kind of like in Half-Life 1 where you have the tram, and we don't do that for the speedrun because there's no inputs there, so we just start in the point where the actual gameplay starts. So when I press enter here, the timer will start. So let's count that down in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go, baby.
Okay, so we have
good luck.
Thank you. We have a fade into black at the beginning, so we have to walk blindly for a bit, and now we can actually see. So this is, of course, runs on the Cold Source engine, which is based on the Quake engine. So we have the beautiful, smooth bunny hopping here in the forwards direction, unlike the sequel in the backwards direction. And I need to get this Barney to move. Thank you. And right now I should probably explain that the video is hopefully not lagging because I'm dropping frames. I am manipulating the game's FPS to make this NPC move faster, so I'm currently running at 20 FPS, and there's going to be a bit more of that in bits coming up with some collision manipulation and damage. This is not a crowbar of this game, because we are not playing as Gordon Freeman, we are playing as Adrian Shepard the Soldier, hence the name Opposing Force, like we're the other side, get it? And now we have a first kind of skip in the map. If you want to explain, Shvok, while I try and do this. Oops.
Yeah, so there's about 2 to 3 different ways to do this section here. Kovic is doing one of the easier routes, and this involves surfing up the side of this cliff and going into sort of like a out of bounds displacement area of the map. And there's kind of like, if you listen closely, you can kind of hear like a swimming water effect, and that's just kind of a result of the Gold Source engine. It thinks you're in water or something. I'm not really sure why. But yeah, so the way the gods usually do that part is by FPS and some damage manipulation to be able to just drop straight down without dying. And then going into this next session here, that loading that Kovic just did is actually kind of a load buffer to reset the animation of the Vortigaunt. You'll see him do that again later on in the run, because whenever you do a load buffer like that, it resets the animations of the AI. So,
yeah, we're running this game in RTA. This game has quick saves, and we can use and abuse them in whatever way we want. So we use that to sort of reset the NPC's animation. And now we're in a sort of scripted sequence with major carnage all around us. So Meta, if you have anything to read out.
Absolutely. I would love to read about Save the Children. Save the Children has worked in Ukraine continuously since 2014. Up until this week's escalation of hostilities, their teams and partners have been working in unstable regions of eastern Ukraine. A donation to Save the Children's Ukraine Crisis Relief Fund supports humanitarian programs aiming to reach 3.5 million children and their families with immediate aid and recovery, such as food, water, hygiene kits and dignity kits, shoes, clothes, psychosocial support, child-friendly safe spaces, and cash assistance. Save the Children are on the borders of the neighboring countries with programs as well as where they help the massive influx of refugees through aid mentioned above. Sorry about that.
Slava Ukraine.
All good. So earlier, Kovic was mentioning some FPS manipulation. So he's actually going to be using that again here for the this robot down here by lowering the frame rate, makes things move a little bit quicker. And then you'll see more manipulation by him lowering the frame rate to clip through the tram, because unlike Gordon Freeman, you know, Adrian Shepard can't be bothered to ride inside trams. He prefers to ride on the side of trams.
Obviously the cooler guy. This is the best Half-Life game in my opinion, and don't message me on Discord about this. There are no arguments you can say otherwise.
What about Blue Shift, man?
Oh, don't get me started on Blue Shift. Okay, anyway, now I wanna listen for an audio cue for when I can jump into this pool of acid which is draining. There we go. And now I will lower FPS to 20 as well to take less damage from the acid there, so I can start this
that was nice.
elevator a bit earlier. And now it's important that I jump here, otherwise I would get stuck in that elevator. That's some classic gold source jank. Ooh, missed that. There we go, second try. And this is the tram, so I'll look at this corner, and then when the map changes and the tram starts moving, I will lower FPS to 4. That's still basically the lowest value where the game is still at least somewhat playable. And now I'll jump on this window, and the reason why I do that is because I need to basically at the end of this tram ride, the door takes ages to open, but if I'm outside the tram I can just leave immediately. And now I'm looking at this chair and not around, and it's actually really important because in this game resource management, especially health management, is a big part of it, because we want to do some damage boosts later on and they are really costly in terms of health. And if I looked around, then those vortigons that you might have seen, they would zap me and take away that precious health and armor. But if I look like this, specifically like this, they don't attack me for some weird reason. Yeah, now I actually need to back off slightly and jump on the roof of this tram, because the exit is actually to the right here. And
Some games abide by the if you can't see me, I can't see you method.
okay, this is gonna be, I'd say, about 20 more seconds, so any more messages, Meta?
Nothing currently, but I would just like to remind everyone that this is going towards a great cause. Any of your money goes immediately to save the children, benefiting Ukraine. None of this touches our hands, and it is immediately passed through the Tiltify campaign to save the children. And also, we did hit the $1,000 mark.
Woo! Nice.
So, thank you very much, everyone, for your generous donations. Absolutely incredible.
Okay, so
GG, man, that's awesome. Keep it going.
what I did there is I set up on the door frame, and that's because you are meant to be inside the tram, and when you change maps in this game, there are so-called landmark entities, and those basically govern so that you can keep your items between the seamless transitions. And because you're meant to be inside the tram, if you go too far, I would lose all my weapons, so that's why I made sure to stop in that door frame. And now I'm gonna jump on this elevator continuously, because sometimes you can take random amounts of damage, and that's obviously not desirable. Blow up.
I don't know if Kovic's mentioned it yet, but HP and armor manipulation and management is very, very critical in gold source games, because especially this one, because depending on how much or how little you have, when it comes time to do explosive boosting, will affect how far you can actually go. And then here, what he's going to do is he's going to jump over a trigger, which is just there. And that trigger, skipping that trigger, this soldier stays in place and allows him to dupe the machine gun, the heavy machine gun.
This is the second most important weapon in this run. Surprisingly, given how useful it is, what it does is it has such a large knockback that it sends us flying with 5. I start just shooting off like a Rambo. It's kind of similar to the Gauss gun, but it just takes quantity over quality. There we go. And you will see it in action right now.
It's like using the Tau cannon and Half-Life or Black Mesa or the Ballista boosting in Doom.
And it has another nice
Way better.
property. Yeah, it has another nice property, which is if I start reloading and then switch to another weapon and then back again, it will auto-complete the reloading animation, so I can... Oh, damn it.
Oh, man.
Quick saved at the wrong moment. Thankfully we have some backup healing. But I just don't... I really cannot take any more damage right now.
Yeah, in this section, so when I was learning this game, it took me a long time to get the hang of it, but the fire sprite, when you see those, the animation, you have to wait until it's completely off screen. It's very deceptive, otherwise you will take a lot of damage, or even just get insta-gibbed by it. I'm gonna see some more boosting here. It's also, this is an easy part to take damage if you boost a little too much by going down that slope. And yeah, damage here, trying to mitigate as much as possible. Because we have the first real boost coming up here.
This is where the backup health is. There we go. The wrench has incredibly high damage if you charge it up with the alt fire. And I need to jump on this box. There we go. Okay, and now the boost. I need to look down to mitigate damage and save it on the slope. Let's go, first try. I am very happy with how sketch that health was.
Well done. Yeah, that was pretty sketch. But the yeah, and there was a lot of dodging the pit drones there. So that was well done. Good job, Kovic.
Thank you. Okay, and now you're meant to do a box puzzle here, but you can actually jump over this trash can and stuff. And now this
is a surprisingly hard jump. That one there.
Yeah, there's a lamp embedded in the ceiling which sticks out just a little bit, and it's the perfect position to just screw you over. Trying to do that corner jump. Okay, I'll take this satchel, which is going to be useful later. And now I'll do some NPC manipulation by throwing a couple of nades here. Behind this door there's an engineer, and he will open this locked door for us by using his blowtorch. No respect for the property of Black Mesa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one note, the way grenades behave in this, unlike, you know, anybody who's familiar with like running Half-Life or Half-Life 2 and Black Mesa, when you cook a grenade for too long, it doesn't just explode in your hand. It won't detonate until you actually release it. So you're able to, for you know, running these games, the Gold Source games, priming grenades to time jumps is a lot better in my opinion because of that. You don't have to time the fuse.
Oh yeah, you can hold it indefinitely.
Yeah, so what he did just there, he did some manipulation for the map trigger because the elevator doesn't actually move, it just loads in a new map. And you're able to press the buttons from the other side of the elevator door. So this is a very interesting part of the game because, yeah, exactly that happens right there. There's bombers that drop bombs on top of you that blows a hole in the ceiling above you that he's about to go through. And if you're quick enough or slow enough, depending on how you look at it, you can actually get stuck in that explosion and it just gives you right away.
Okay, time for the second boost. Nice.
Nice.
So
well done.
That was kind of nice with 14 armor. So one thing I didn't explain is that in this game, the amount of height or just boost you get from an explosion is only dependent on how much health you lose, not combined health and armor. So the more armor you have, the smaller the boost is. So if you have too much armor going into that, let's say more than 20, the boost can become very hard, almost impossible to do. Oh, one of those ninjas stayed alive. Where are you? Die, please.
Oh, wow. Did you get the manipulation there?
Yep, I got it. So,
Nice.
what I did there, that's probably the latest skip found in this game. So that engineer is hurt, and you're supposed to bring this medic to heal him. But what you can do is you can go behind that corner, and that stops the engineer from rendering. And if you hurt him while he's not being rendered, it will heal him for some reason. He will stand up and just forget that he's supposed to be in that special sitting on the floor state. And then you can use him without healing him. You heal him through the power of pain.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Actually,
Yeah, why not?
Awesome. We have $10 from Korth, who says, "I'll be right back, everyone. About to use the power of bunny hopping to save some children."
Nice.
Thank you very much, Korth.
this is a bit of friendly fire to replenish my LMG ammo. And now this section can be really tricky because you don't want to take too much damage. There's a bunch of ninjas here, the female ninjas, and they are incredibly mobile and can really lay some waste on you. And now I will skip a section of this map by jumping from here to here, and there's the button, and in the Gold Source engine you can
you
press
got it.
buttons through the wall. Yeah, you can press buttons through walls, and so I am able to skip going around there and just press it from below. Now I'll boost through this long section, which you're supposed to use the tram to navigate.
That was a really good first button press there, by the way. I would like to point out that even like I've watched Moody and Malte struggle with that button press from time to time. So good job.
Thank you. Okay, I will heal up a bit just to be safe. There we go. And now say hi to Gordon Freeman, who is on his way to Zen, but we cannot take the same teleporter as him because that would cause a time paradox and the whole fabric of reality would break down. So instead we will take our own teleporter, and this is where we get the actually most important weapon in the game, which is right here. This is the Bunny Friend Grabber 9000. No, I'm joking. It's the displacement gun, and what it does, it fires these pocket teleporter orbs that insta-kill anyone, but it also has an alt fire, and that is actually the important part. The alt fire makes a personal teleport, and it teleports you into the alien dimension of Zen. And the way it works is...
portal gun.
Yes, the way it works is the Zen part is actually just really far out of bounds in every map, so there's no loading screen between those. And then when you exit the Zen part, the game returns you back to where you came from. But if you do a save load while you're in the Zen part, the game forgets where you were, and so then when you come back, it instead teleports you into some sort of predetermined default location. And we can use that to skip a lot of maps, or large portions of maps, because it just teleports us forward from where we actually used the gun. And I will demonstrate this in this map, or actually in the next map. I need to get to the next map, and then once the level loads, I will instantly teleport and then make a quick save and load that quick save, and that will move me about halfway through the map. And we do this about 5 times during the run, and it skips some large portions of the game. And so that's a really easy trick that literally anyone can do it, and it's just a huge time save.
Yeah, I mean we're skipping in entire sections of maps and the game here, so it's very, very useful.
I will throw a couple of grenades here just to clear the enemies on my way back when I activate this valve, which is how fitting. Okay, that opens this gate with this shark. Please don't block me. He likes to do that sometimes. There we go. Okay, and now as I hold spacebar against the ceiling, you can see there for a split second the alien background, which is proof that the alien parts are in the same map. And now when the level changes, I will save load, and now I will exit, and I'm completely in a different place. go through another teleporter.
It's said that every time you turn a valve in a Valve game, Gabe Newell smiles. Oops. All right, I'm done.
And once again, so getting enough ammo for that displacement gun is crucial, because each time you do that personal teleport, it costs 60 out of 100 ammo, which is a lot, and each of these pickups gives you 20.
Yeah, so coming up here, I think, coming up here is a deceptively, in my opinion, a deceptively hard strat, which involves some FPS manipulation, air strafing, and the heavy machine gun to edge clip and land safely without dying immediately. So what Kovic's doing is he's doing basically a pixel lineup here to be able to perform this, because you have to have a precise lineup for this to work.
Oops. So what I'm doing is I'm running off the edge, I'm boosting with the LMG, and then I switch FPS to 20 and I start crouch spamming. And the whole idea of this is that I will do an edge bug.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. Which is when the game sees you, where basically the game only registers your... It doesn't register the moment when you touch the ground, because on one frame you're above the floor, and then on the next frame you are already below it and you lost the speed from impact, but the game just isn't fast enough to assign you any fall damage. I explained that in probably the worst way possible, but...
Yeah, it works. So coming up is the was this the pitworm, right?
Yeah, this is like a blast bit knockoff from the original game, but in here you can just jump around the boss and completely ignore it. And
see you later.
Another displacement trick, and here I will use FPS manipulation to switch FPS to 4, so I can jump through this tripwire. And it's a similar concept to the edge bug. The game doesn't register me as touching the wire. I'm on one side of it on one frame and on the other side of it on the next frame, because the game only has 4 frames to notice. Another displacement trick, and this skips me into the center part of the sewer section here, and this is probably the worst part of the game. It's pitch black here, and there are these huge aliens which do incredible damage, and they are very thick, and also the geometry here is awful. It's very easy to get stuck in the ceiling like that for a bit, but that was actually really smooth.
Yeah, it wasn't bad actually.
I have plenty of health, which means I don't have to spend time healing up on the next map, so that saves me time.
I just saw somebody in chat reference 1.6 CS Assault. Nice.
Oh, that's the textures on these containers. Okay, that was awful. Let's do it again. I'm shooting this grenade to scare the aliens, and now I will jump over this bit of rubble, and that skips the entire map. You're supposed to go around that whole battlefield, but instead you can just surf on that bit of rubble. And now I need to heal to max, because this is basically the health that I will use for the rest of the game. I took some friendly fire there. Oh yeah, say hi to this throwback to Power Up from Half-Life 1.
And he's gone. So there's actually a frame there that you have to wait for it to expire on the Gargantua animation there. If you try to jump into that pipe too quickly, bad things happen to Adrian Shepard here.
Okay,
so you're going to see some more heavy machine gun boosting here in this outdoors part of the map here. And I mean, really, this part's pretty straightforward. It's just using the heavy machine gun, bunny hopping, and trying to move as quickly through this section as you can. The hardest part is navigating while moving backwards.
This is the most fun part of the game.
Almost. You can actually boost over that without having to do the nade boost there, but you almost had it.
I'll prefer the nade boost anyway, because I'm used to doing this part with a certain amount of armor. And we are coming from the best part into the worst part, because this is the helicopter skip. And a helicopter dishes out incredible damage, which you don't want to take. But that was decent.
That was actually really good. That was pretty smooth, I think. Well done.
There we go. Replenish here. And now, in this garage, you do not want to do any quick saves in here, because the game can crash if you make a quick save while there's a certain animation frame on those aliens that shoot those blue projectiles. There's a bit of that, some crashing, which is very dangerous, especially if you're running for actual attempts, because this game is verified using demo files, and if the game crashes, your demo stops.
So what you saw there is Adrian Shepard is not only a soldier, but he's also in bomb disposal, and just by looking at that bomb, he disarmed it. Crazy.
In a split second. Atom bombs? Ha! No worries.
No problem.
Okay, this is the final chapter of the game.
This is the loudest part of the game.
Oh yeah, you are being spared. Your ears are being spared here, because normally there's a really loud sound when the boxes in the warehouse move. But as a community, we've decided that it's okay to remove that sound to spare all our ears.
So, and right there, real quick, there's also some more FPS manipulation. So, when you're standing in the Zen healing pools and you lower your FPS, you actually heal faster. So he lowered his FPS there a little bit to heal quicker, and you're going to see that coming up on the final boss fight, which we're almost there now, to use the healing pool.
I will just replenish on SMG grenades and machine gun ammo. And now this is the final map with the final boss fight, which some say is a really bad boss fight, and also inspired the boss fight in Borderlands 1.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, it's made by the same company, Gearbox Software.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this is where the boss will come from, and now we have a bit until he arrives. So maybe, Meta, if you have some messages?
Let's get hype.
Sure. So yeah, I'd just like to mention that, as well as the obvious benefit of helping those in need in Ukraine right now, if you donate anytime this weekend with a minimum donation of $10, you have a chance to win our giveaway, which contains either a $25 or $50 Steam card, or a digital key for the amazing FPS game Ultra Kill.
So the way this boss fight works is I have to shoot his eyes, 2 eyes, with these 2 laser guns. And I have to do it 4 times. And every time I shoot his eye, I'm going to save load, and that prevents the boss from destroying a bridge, which is to the left of me. Which I need to get back to heal up in the healing pool. There we go. I got a bit confused there.
Yeah, so this is a pretty straightforward boss fight for the most part. And the setup, you know, as you saw Kovic do there, is I damage the little portal that opens up in his belly, or what his midsection. I don't even know what you'd call that. It's an alien. An alien anime tentacle beast thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, as long as you can execute the setup consistently, it's a really easy boss fight. But if you mess up, there is a lot of potential for the game to crash here, which is incredibly annoying, as you can imagine. If the game crashes on you during the final boss fight, and all your work during the previous, let's say, 25 minutes is ruined, it sucks. It really...
So we're coming up on time here, right? This is your final cycle? This is 4, right?
I lost count, actually. I think
this is 4.
Yeah, this is... Okay, time.
Yeah, time.
Hey,
Sorry about that.
nice.
I just do it until he
You
dies.
only go through that for 4 cycles, and then boss is defeated. Good job, GG. Well done. That was actually a really clean run, Kovic. Very good.
I'm interested. What's the timer say?
That was a 28:09.
Real time.
Real time.
Yes, I would look at what the what the game time is, but I don't remember the command, so I'll have to check later.
Do you think it's a PB?
I think it could be close.
Yeah, that was a very clean run. That was well done.
There we go.
Let's.
TXT
Are you
hot
checking?
dice. Yeah, I will check the in-game timer to see. It's 27:34. Okay, not quite PB, but better than practice. Any of the practice runs I did, so I'm happy with that.
Hey, to be even close, to be like, that might have PB'd in a marathon, that's absolutely incredible. So
Yeah.
GG.
All right, thanks for having me. I'm not gonna say the full bye-byes yet because I'm gonna be here tomorrow to run Hrot, but yeah, thanks for watching my run and keep on watching because there's gonna be some amazing runs coming out. I looked at the schedule. There's some really good stuff there.
Heck yeah. I will say bye because joining him tomorrow will be the one, the only, the amazing Johan von Vorst. So thank you guys very much for having me, Kovic, everyone else. It's been a pleasure, and I'll be watching. See you later.